It's Monday, September 17th. Welcome to Pastor Bob Daily. A friend on YouTube says, I have a friend who is being really rude and distasteful to me. I gave him a house to live in for almost 2 years. My parents practically fed the guy the whole time. And I've also been told that he really isn't the person he seems he is. What's the best way to approach this? You know, we feel like many times that it's our Christian duty to help everybody, no matter if it really honestly helps them or not. You know, there's several things here that I think are important, and I don't know all of the details of this, but the very fact that you wrote this note means that you'd probably like to get out of it anyway. You'd like to cut him off. And I understand that. You know, there's a couple things here. First of all, you know, when you help someone, you need to help them to help themselves. That's a really important thing. And just giving people things isn't necessarily helpful to them. You know, I work with the homeless all the time, and there are some homeless people on the streets that really honestly need some help. They're looking hard for a job, they've lost everything, they're really down on their luck. There are others, though, who prefer to be on the streets, who prefer to have someone just take care of them. And when they come through the food line, they're very picky about what they want to eat, and they're very demanding about what they want you to give them. Now, they're a very small minority, but they exist. And I'm not real excited about feeding them, to be honest with you. You know, when the Bible says if a man doesn't work, he shouldn't eat, you know, there's something to that. We all need to contribute, and we all need that for our own personal well-being. If you don't feel very good about yourself when you're not being productive, you know that. So when you help someone, the best thing to keep in mind is that the best help you can give them is to help them to help themselves. Giving somebody a house to live in for 2 years may not be the most helpful thing. Giving somebody a house to live in and saying, okay, now that you're living in the house, you need to do all of this work in the house. And then after 6 months, you need to begin to pay at least half of the rent, and then begin to step it up so that you help the person to mature. Feeding the person the whole time, not a good idea. Maybe at least a little bit till he gets off his feet, but then giving him a cutoff time. Saying, you know, we'll help you with this as long as you're looking for a job, and as you find one, we'll help you a little bit at a time, but we want you to stand on your feet. Well, obviously, if the person's there for 2 years, being fed the whole time, not really the person that you maybe thought they were. And gratitude, the only person that really is grateful at the end usually is the one whom you've helped to help themselves. If you simply give people something and there's nothing in return, in other words, you don't help them to help themselves, they end up being angry with you at the end that you're not continuing to help them. Because in their mind, they want a free lunch. They want a free ride. They want a free house. They don't want to work for it. And you know, there are people out there that do that, while other people work so hard to keep everything going. Now, I'm sure all of us would love a free house to live in, would love free food to eat, would love free transportation, you know, would like to have somebody pay all of our bills. You know, that sounds like a dream, doesn't it? And yet, folks, you wouldn't be happy if that's the way it happened. You wouldn't be happy unless you could feel productive in the meantime. So when you just give people something like this, with nothing in return, with no limits, not saying, you know, we expect you to be productive, in the end, you're really not helping at all. Now let me talk to you who are on the other end of this. Those of you that maybe have been living on a free lunch, for instance. Those of you that aren't working and you're really not trying very hard to get up. You know, the thing that suffers the most, honestly, is you. It's your feeling of self-worth. And there's something very exciting that happens to us when we feel like we're contributing. We feel like we're taking responsibility for our lives. And I know these are tough economical times all over the world. But folks, don't stop trying. You know, God created in each one of us that feeling that we need to succeed at something. We need to be productive with something. And I hope you're feeling that way today. God bless you. Have a great day.